Hello, this is Wheelhouse Talk Rock, and welcome back to my Let's Play / appreciation / farewell to Dawn of Soulstorm. Last we left off, we were taking out the Necrons. I said I wasn't going to load it and reload it, but I did, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and claim this in the name of Spain. There's a funny little thing that happens close to right here. The Necron Lord does manifest into one of his forms. I forget which one it is. If you follow the lore, there's something called the Satan, which is the evil star gods, etc. I'm not super duper into the Warhammer 40k lore. Suffice it to say, guys, seriously, take it. Suffice it to say that he turns into basically a manifestation of death. And when he does that, it's actually on a timer. And so basically the best way to do it is to get him to manifest that form and then walk away. And that sounds dumb, but that is what exactly you basically do. You get him to manifest that form and you walk away. Okay, here he comes. I'm going to go ahead and have him build listening post once that's done. Like I say, you can actually, if you have Imperial Guard, you can actually shoot from this angle and take out some of the spaces really quickly. Go ahead and manifest one of the powers, because our faith should build up pretty soon once we actually have all these listening posts. They should all be upgraded by this point to be producing a fair amount of faith. And they all look like they are. Is this one doing it? He is too. Now that I've built the Shrine of the Living Saint, I should be able to... Is my Shrine of the Living Saint actually built yet? No, it's not. Because I saved it and reloaded it, which means he stopped construction. Anyway, I don't think I've ever met a game where the save and reload is exactly where you left off, except perhaps for save states, and that's really not the same basic mechanic.
We go. Come, my sisters.
Alright, and build that, and we're good. Anyway, I could build Seraphim squads and jump over and take that out. Just don't want to. At this rate, I have as powerful a squad as I need, and I can basically just waltz into most of these bases and kill them all. And that's exactly what I'm going to do for the most part.
Many aspire.
Actually, I don't have my headphone sounds on. Let me turn a little bit of sound on.
Immolate all before us.
Okay, just so I can hear stuff. Okay, like I said, when you come up here, you're going to trigger the Necron Lord turning into an evil monster, and you can just walk away, and then he'll time out, and you can take him when he's not a big giant monster. I think he has some sort of spiel that he says. Alright, getting close and leave. Where is he? I don't even see him. There he is. Oh yeah, the Nightbringer. Guys, seriously, walk away. They can get caught up. Anyway, yeah, he's on a timer, so basically all you gotta do is just walk away. Which is kind of a dumb way to defeat an evil Necron Lord, but that's kind of what you need to do, is just walk away.
I submit, if you will it.
One of the guys still stuck. Alright. The good thing about getting this is you can actually... I think there's something you can build up here that you can't build anywhere else. Okay, let's go ahead and have you guys form up ranks.
We have excelled at battle.
I remain.
Okay, we have assembled ranks. Let me go ahead and start building Exorcist tanks, just for the sake of... I guess I want to build Penitent engines first. You know, while I'm on the topic, I'm not that into the relic unit for the Sisters of Battle, the Living Saint. I'm just not much into her. Okay, see, he's not going to be that difficult to kill. I'm going to go ahead and charge in here and go ahead and start taking people out. If you shoot them from a distance, we should be able to take care of most of these people. It's how some people use the Emperor's Touch that kills them all. There's such a huge AoE damage to that it's insane.
I serve the Emperor.
Alright, that's doing it mostly. And that should take care of these guys here in just a second. It's okay if they do touch us a little bit.
I serve the Emperor. The best
We can go ahead and have them force charge. And then just attack. Okay, we actually have a fairly decent army at this point, and so some of them are going to upgrade soon. I'm not really sure taking that out did. Maybe that does absolutely nothing, and that was for no apparent reason at all. Let me go ahead and get some more emulators and upgrade them to take out buildings, and we are going to go ahead and take out some of the bases. But like I said before, believe it or not, I mean, the relic units just basically attack you here in a second.
I remain.
The best fulfill our
And
ranks.
since they do, it's like, what's the real point in
Sworn ever to your service.
The best
actually going out to find them? Because you can get them yourself. I mean, they come signed, sealed, and delivered. How are you guys doing? I'm about to say you should be encountering some people pretty soon. You do want to go and grenade those guys because they will pose an issue to you sooner or later. Often they will pick one target just to pick on. Because that's redundant as I say that. Yeah, we should be able to take at least one of these out pretty quickly. I did not reset my watch. Okay.
We have excelled at battle.
Alright, one of the people should go ahead and do Emperor's Hands, just to take out incoming infantry. These guys are really difficult. Let me go and grenade this Tomb Spider. One of the features of the Necrons is that when they die and you build the unit again, it just reconstructs itself.
To the hymns of the ecclesiarchy.
Wow, that is a lot of units.
The best fulfill our ranks.
Guys, seriously, approach. It's tricky because it's, like I said, the pathfinding is really difficult here. Necron Lords, hate them all. Okay, see how easy this is? Since this is upgraded, is it just 4 points and a small thing? It's not like a really big. Pathfinding is really tricky here. Alright, I should be able just to sort of hang out back here. And let me get their grenade here. And then we should be good beyond that. We are taking a fair amount of damage, by the way. Alright, that's one of them out. And I still have both my missionaries.
The best fulfill our ranks.
Make sure these are good.
I remain.
To the hymns of the ecclesiarchy.
Okay.
The unbelievers will burn. Few attain.
Emperor, inspire me.
We have excelled at battle.
Let me go ahead and come back this way. I think we're about as good as we're going to get in terms of just everything. I don't know if they can do one more upgrade or if I'm about to face tons and tons and tons and tons of units. Anyway, let's go ahead and force move here. Let's send one right here and two right here. Hopefully that'll just sort of distribute out what all needs to happen. Once again, if you claim this point, it will stop upgrading.
Ever to your service.
We have excelled at battle.
I am consecrated.
Alright guys, go ahead and do a quick grenade here, and another one of you guys go ahead and do Emperor's Touch. Alright, Emperor's Touch is just such a, I wouldn't say OP, but it's... One of the things about this game is that after... Pariahs are very difficult. They're human Necron hybrids, and they're actually pretty difficult to destroy. After they made this game,
A monolith is in its second stage of restoration.
they didn't take the time to sort of balance it out. So, just so you know. There are, and I mean that's true to almost extent every RTS game you play. It's going to be a little bit unbalanced.
To the Emperor.
Many aspire.
Sworn ever to your service.
If you ever play, let me operate this guy's power as well. If you ever play the original StarCraft, it's true that in just about all iterations, the Zerg are overpowered. That wasn't a very good use of my Emperor's Touch. Good for a grenade. Grenades do so much damage, it's almost always worth your time to throw it. But we don't have to stick around after we blow it up, we could just leave.
Sworn ever to your
To
service.
the hymns of the ecclesiarchy.
As usual, they do target one squad that's the least health.
We have
Send
excelled
one
at
here and
battle.
two here.
Many aspire.
I may not even have to wait for the other relic units to come. I may just go ahead and destroy the other monoliths. We're at such a high success rate that there really isn't much reason not to.
The best fulfill
I've
our
never
rights.
actually managed to go down here and take out all the units and claim these points and whatnot. I guess I just never cared to.
I remain.
And I never cleared this one out last time I was here. It's alright. If you come up here to this point, the Necron Lord turns into Satan the Deceiver. That's one of the forms a Necron Lord can take that is exclusive to Soulstorm. And Dark Crusade, they can take the essence of the Nightbringer. Anyway, if you want to follow the lore a little bit more, the essence of the Nightbringer looks like death because these people called the Ancient Ones made it look scary.
I remain pure.
And so they embedded that myth in all humans about the essence of the Nightbringer. And those guys can easily destroy morale, which is why Imperial Guard just do so terrible. I do not want you guys to go down here, actually. I want you guys to flee. And they're taking so much damage, it's not even funny. I hope my Canoness doesn't die. Leave, 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 leave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I think we should be okay about now. Let's bring some of these different elements forward a little bit and force move the center ahead.
Sworn ever to your
Okay, I actually want my my Battle Sisters to go first, simply because I do want to activate Emperor's Touch. Alright, go, attack. You know, I don't talk about it much, but this other Sith thing, the Activate the Lay Hands, that lasts 20 seconds. And that really does a lot of good. And there's the Necron Lord. He's not going to be much of a challenge with everybody in. Go ahead and destroy that. Once again, once you're in an enemy base, the first thing you want to do is not take as much damage. That should be enough. Okay.
inspire me.
You know, a lot of these missions, playing them again after years of not playing them, actually kind of easy.
Inspire me.
Okay, let's go ahead and go to the last Necron base. Making pretty good time. It's only been about 7 minutes. As you can tell, our base has not been assaulted in a while because we took off, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, we took up this kind of north base and this kind of side base. And once you do those, I mean, you're pretty good to go. Once again, I could go up there, but that's where it's at. Actually, you know, if this is supposed to be an appreciation, shouldn't I show you what the Satan Destroyer looks like? I don't know. Oops. I don't want to do it at the cost of losing the mission. Okay, is it going to show me Satan? I don't even see Satan. There he is. So this is the Satan the Deceiver, essence of the Deceiver. Okay, well, you actually see it. This is a relic unit. This is a fully restored monolith. It is movable. It can...
I am a servant to the Emperor.
Wow, they actually took all my units.
Sworn ever to your service when at peace and when at war.
As you can see, they took possession of 7 of my units. That will go away in time. Hopefully, they don't stay deceived, and will eventually revert back to their usual form. In the meantime, I don't really have anybody that has a good power they can use at the moment. I guess they took my units. Yep, they did. And I never quite knew the powers of the Deceiver, so I guess what happened was as soon as my units appeared, he claimed my units, so I am missing a unit now. Which is no fun, but I mean, we're about to win the mission at any rate, so I'm not too worried about it.
Serve the Emperor.
I remain pure.
Okay, let me get up close, and bam. And while they're doing that, charge forward and attack. Once again with my that Emperor's Touch, which uses up a lot of your faith and has a huge cooldown. I'm doing all right. I looked a little bit up about the. Actually, let me go and say. Let me go ahead and take out some of these units. I looked up the research on. There's a wiki on it. Maybe down by the time we get this. The Canoness's power, Ascension, she raises some people from the dead. Let me save this as Sister's Battle and Necrons. And they do a lot of damage, but they only last 20 seconds, and they can draw fire, but the AI is really good about always trying to target whichever has the least health, so it's not that great. Alright, that's it. That's the mission. Alright, I guess I should be quiet for a little cutscene here that's going to trigger in just a second. There it is. We never saw... Well, we saw one Ascended. I always said I'm going to be quiet and never do. We saw one Ascended... fully restored monolith. That was their relic unit. The other way to play this mission, I've done it this way too, is just sit back and let them try to, once all the monoliths activate, they just attack your home base. And we have, if you have a whole bunch of immolators upgraded to be anti-vehicle, they just die anyway, so it's not exactly the toughest mission in the world if you're not, so long as you're not caught off guard. Great textures on these models. He's trying to resurrect them, but he can't. Alright. Hopefully that bug won't trigger where it just stops the game. And let's see...
The Sisters of Battle
I did it right.
piously hold all forms of alien life in disdain, treated the Necron threat with the greatest disgust possible.
Anyway,
Of
I'm going to talk over this cutscene, I'm sorry.
in her Emperor's name.
It says it mentions the Satan, the Deceiver. You can go the entire mission without seeing the Deceiver. You can go the entire mission without seeing the Nightbringer. I like their defeat thing. If you ever played Warhammer Fantasy, the equivalent for the fantasy is actually these Egyptians, and you can still see somewhat of an Egyptian theme. When Warhammer 40k, I think 2nd or 3rd edition came out, they had the mention of the Necrons. If you want to follow the lore really deeply, it's highly suggested that the machine spirit, which is on Mars, that they use to build all their machines, which is basically a programming system, is in fact a Satan, that there's actually a star god who has been enslaved on Mars and he helps them build all the machines. If you play Dark Crusade, they talk about how all the machines serve the Necrons in the end. Anyway, the Necrons hated the old ones, and the Necrons had a terrible life, and they died easily, and the old ones are immortal. And basically the Necrons found an intelligence inside their star, traded their fragile bodies for Necron bodies, but now they are now enslaved to the evil star gods. Anyway, let me say one more thing. A lot of the factions have their own 3 statements, and the Sisters of Battle hate the alien, heretic, and mutant. And that's what a lot of the Imperium hate, is the alien, heretic, and mutant. And the Tau hate the selfish, soulless, and the mad. And there's iterations of 3. That's one of the things about Warhammer 40k. Anyway, there's tons of stuff. I've played the Necrons. I used to love the Necrons on Warhammer Dark Crusade. They're just fun faction to play. Unfortunately, they are very overpowered in Dark Crusade. They're still a little bit overpowered because they're so different from every other faction in the sense that they can kind of camp out. When they take strategic points, that means they build units faster, but to get resources to purchase it, they just need to build power plants. And they're very fragile power plants, and I think they actually cost more the more you build them, even though the hit points stay the same. But they just play so differently from the other factions. And the Necron Lord, you saw I guess 2 videos back, however I do it, he can take away all ranged powers, and so you just can't shoot any ranged weapon at all. Okay, we are done. We've defeated them. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. To get all the war gear, I would actually have to do a whole bunch of defenses. I've only done 1 defense. You have to do 5 defenses to get this. And the Blessing of the Emperor takes the form of an aura of everyone flame, punishing those who defy his blessed ones. I don't know what that actually does. And I've rarely actually had Emperor's Blessing. I may try to get it since this is an appreciation. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save it as, let's see, I did 6. Let's go back to 7. I don't have 7. I don't use 7. I'm kind of suspicious about using 7. I'm going to go ahead and save it there, and I'm going to stop the recording for now. So thanks for joining me. Once again, this has been Willhouse Stockrock, and this has been my Let's Play / appreciation / farewell to Dawn of War Soulstorm. By the way, this is the warp storm that broke out. They say, oh, the warp storm, that's the warp storm. And I saved it, and I'm done. Anyway, have a nice night. Thanks for joining me. Bye.